reckon is milder than I am. He doesn't use the N word, and we have a slave.
Doesn't you know that word has power?
Yeah, honey, it does. We see, you know, he's.
That word has power. I hear you. I hear you. I tell Pat, I had to get Pat to realize it, babe. Here's a word that for 500 years they've used to harass, beat, and hassle us.
That's right.
Now, our black youth comes up and says, we ain't afraid of this word. This word don't mean jack, and we're going to use it, and only us is going to use it exclusively.
And now,
all of a sudden,
everybody's using.
There's no, and this is the thing that lets you know what the word is all about. There's no other word in the English fucking language, not even fornication under consent of the king, that is reserved with a letter to designate it. The boom word. Okay. There's no other word. So that tells you that word has power, and they want to get away from it. Why? Because they've lost their power to use it effectively. It's like,
until we learn, I don't know, until we learn it. I just pray for Mr. Obama. I just pray for him. I just pray for the whole everybody, because we're in trouble.
You know 2012 is coming. It's around the corner, girl.
We are in trouble. We are.
2012 is around the corner.
I look around and I say, shoot. I said, I'm not getting rid of, because you know they're tearing down the school over there. Near over the house, they're tearing it down.
Really? The school right next to the house?
Yeah, they're tearing portions of it down. They've taken the middle part, which was the original part. They've taken it down already, and they fought for president.
Historical site.
Oh yeah, they wiped it out. Well, it was in irreparable. I mean, they let it go. Even before Daddy died, he was talking about the roof was falling in, floors were falling in. You know, it was a hazard. So they weren't going to put the money into it because of the location too. Yeah. So they're tearing it down. I said, shoot, they can tear down what they want. And then that one time they wanted all of us to sell out over there. I told them, I'm not selling nothing.
There you go.
I ain't selling jack. I ain't selling nothing. Because one thing for certain and one thing for sure, when it all comes down to it, God has given us a place to lay our head. Every one of us down here. We have. And we got to get out of here and go down there and set up tent or whatever. We have a place to lay our heads that nobody can touch. I am not selling nothing. If I need to build something else and extend it on over down in the property down in there, I can do what I want to. Over here, you can't breathe over here, historical district. But over there, if we would needed to build apartments for every, put the whole family in it, we can do it. We can do it. I said, I'm not selling nothing. I said, I'm not giving up nothing. Nothing. That's all I have, and I'm not giving up nothing. I don't care. I do not care. But see, we don't take care. Black people have lost so much property around here, Rich, till it's a shame. We just don't.
We became integrated, baby.
Shut up using that word to me. We became something. I don't know what it is. Because I tell them, shoot, Martin Luther King didn't say for us to close our schools. He didn't say for us. He didn't say that. He did not.
We didn't listen to our prophets just the way they didn't listen to Jesus. They heard what they wanted to hear, but they didn't hear the message. They didn't hear the message.
He did not say he was not fighting to close our schools for us to go to their school. He was not fighting for that. He said he wanted our children to read the same books.
He wanted them to
have the same.
What was the song that used to be famous back then?
Which one?
God bless the child. That has his own.
That's all he was saying. He said.
But they saw the way to weaken us, and Malcolm said this 40-something years ago. Yeah. When you got black people and they're solid and together and angry, it's like a hot cup of coffee. It's hot, it's black, and it'll burn you.
But see,
how do you calm it down? You start mixing it with cream and sugar to make it sweet, and what? And all of a sudden,
see, we don't have that.
You ain't got no strong coffee no more. Well, that's what we got integrated. See, so there's no strength. I went to Steve's. This had to be 15 years ago. Steve was in high school. 10 years ago, and we went to a thing. They had a speaker there, and a guy there was a bunch of parents and kids, and the guy says, we was talking about how blacks weren't supporting our own and whatnot. And I said, well, you got to understand that's because integration. We accepted integration. So what do you mean we accept integration? Well, historically, when you have a culture that is superior technologically, and also when they have more resources at their disposal, and they come in contact with another culture, they absorb that other culture. They don't succumb to it. They don't make a place for it. They absorb it. Black people have been absorbed into the white culture.
That's true.
And so it's very hard for us to try to extricate ourselves and do something on our own. Why? Well, because you know any black people that open motels around here?
Lord, no.
And if you had your home open with a room upstairs that was really laid out and bread and breakfast and all this, you think you could compete against Howard Johnson? Against Days Inn?
Even against the people around the corner,
The people around the corner?
and the people over there. That's true.
Your relatives, your friends, your other acquaintances, all black people, where if they're moving and traveling, what are they going to opt to do? Go to Howard Johnson's. Go to Days Inn. Well, what food are they going to eat? Go to your backyard rib cookout? I'm going to sit down and eat. We accepted the integration. And the same thing is going on with our schools, see? We accepted the integration, which means our children. We accepted them controlling how and what our kids would be educated with. Now, after the fact, we're trying to get a grip on all this stuff, and that's where all the confusion comes. That's where all the chaos is coming from. The charter schools and this, that, and the other. They don't give a shit about schools. Not that 2% at the top. The 2% at the top does not care about your schools because their sons and daughters don't go to those schools anyhow.
That's true. And you know what? So it's so devastating. Not it's concerning. I won't say devastating. That even when we go out and we branch out into these charter schools, we do our children just as much harm as that 2% does.
Absolutely.
We do our children and our society as much harm
that's what
as the 2% because we're skimming straight off the top.
Rose.
We're getting this straight. You know, the money's coming in,
the 2%,
and we got these.
The 2% own and influence everything.
That's right.
If not directly, then indirectly, it goes back to the 2% at the top. So when you are taking money, they don't want your public schools to succeed. People have to understand this. They don't want the public schools to succeed in this country. Why should they want a bunch of smart-ass black kids? Come on.
And you know, Richard, you said that, and I stood in church at First Baptist Church. I bet you 8, 9 years ago and said that same thing because the only thing you were hearing and they were pumping in our children from the pulpit, black church. We have the lowest scores. We have the lowest this. And here I am, dumb me, standing up there, do not believe this propaganda.
Right.
You know, everybody looking at me like, uh-oh, she's lost. You know, I'm saying our children are as intelligent as our children can do. This is a lot of propaganda that is being fed to you. So you will believe that, and our children will believe when it gets into your mind and go to. And I stood in front of the church and said it, and I said it. Richard, nobody believed me. Ain't no way we got dumb black kids running around. Look at what we've done in Washington, New York. How many streets we built. How many monuments we built. There is no way we have dumb black people. We are one of the strongest, most intelligent race on this earth. And we do not have enough sense.
Anywhere we have an influence, we do just that. We influence.
That's right. That's right. We have to. I mean, but
and you know, I remember a teacher told me this years ago. This was when I was in high school. He says, black people, and this is a white teacher, and he was, and I was the only black in the class. He said, we have to realize that Negro people, he said Negro at that time, Negro people well, it was an English teacher, and he was talking about how English came from a dead language, Latin, and other different language, Greek and whatnot, and how things that in a culture keep a language alive. And that blacks in this country, Negroes in this country, world scale really, Negroes in this country, keep the English language culture alive with new words, new meanings, all of that. Now this had to be 40 years ago. This teacher's told me this. This is before I even thought of it in rap. And now I look at rap and how it's changed, and hip hop. It's changed not just what's here in America and in the black community. Hip hop and rap have changed
worldwide.
The music industry worldwide. It's changed the entertainment industry worldwide. You know, and the languages and the words we use and the things. Considering how small a piece of the population we make up in this country, it's phenomenally influence that we have anytime we have access to making a difference. When we have access to making a difference, that difference is made. And that's why there's so much pressure to make sure that our access is minimized.
That's true. That's true. They don't they don't want us. They don't want it. And that is a very good analogy because we were talking about that, and I had not even thought about that it is worldwide. Rap is world, and you know when you listen to
terrorists rapping, Israelis rapping. They got people all over the world, South Africa, wherever,
everywhere. And when you listen to it, when you actually sit, if you can understand it on my age, my age level, if I can get into the words and get into the message, there's a message there.
Rose,
there are messages there, and those messages are coming back from even slave time.
It's nothing. The message is not new. The delivery is new.
That's right.
Or different, a little change, if you would. But the message is not new. It's the same cry for justice. It's the same
that's true.
Exposure of injustice. It's all of this. And it's coming from the youth. So how
do the youth know about the injustice and the pain?
Exactly.
How?
But the real deal is this. The real deal is not only will they know about it, but their experience with it is very limited. Because they're only 20, 25 years old at the most. Most of them, 16, 15. So their experience and exposure to the world in general has been very limited. But even then, they cry, they talk, they rap about what their experience has been, what they know.
Which is pain and suffering.
Which is the pain, the suffering, the injustice that this culture, this society gives to them. And there's well, why do you always want to rap about that?
We rapped about it.
Well, it ain't like I'm getting all